It is a great pleasure to welcome you all to the Nobel Peace Prize Forum 2020 on international cooperation after COVID-19.
The pandemic is a crisis like no other, in which the world faces a common enemy. Unfortunately, governments have not mounted a joint response to this global threat.
That we have not tackled this pandemic the way we should. So it means strengthening the preparedness in every country across the world and strengthening our global system to be able to respond, first of all to prevent and then to respond to a crisis like this one.
The number of people on the brink of starvation right before COVID was right at 135 million people. That number has spiked to 270 million people.
The COVID-19 crisis has shown above all the urgent need for human solidarity. Global governance must be based on the recognition that such solidarity is not only a moral imperative, it is in everyone's interests. We can only tackle shared threats through shared resolve.
But I do think we now face a moment, and exactly for the reasons that, and it's not just COVID, I mean, there are a number of threats now, and they've been around for a while, with climate change being one that we've all evoked in one way or another, that are going to require rethinking the link between economics, politics, conflict. The organization that I head, what we try to do is be on the ground and look at the intersection of all those factors and try to predict where conflict may occur and what can be done to address it.
We have, from Norway's side, record high humanitarian budgets, but we're not able to cope. I mean, the number of people in need of humanitarian assistance worldwide is just growing exponentially. And after COVID, it's not going to be any better. On the contrary, if we're not able to kind of reframe our thinking a little bit, I think we will be left with many of these crises as humanitarian crises, as recurring crises for years and years and years to come.
This time, every country is affected, every community across the world. So if leaders now don't stand up and understand, present leaders, that they have to make other types of decisions about our future, I don't know what kinds of lessons people need to have.
This episode that we're having with COVID is showcasing the reality of the need for the multilateral system. This is an opportunity for the United Nations to prove why it is a very responsible and needed player on the field today.
It's global and it is simultaneous, which means that the countries that should be able to spend money to help the developing world are also going to be stretched thin because they have their own economic problems to deal with. So it really is going to be a crisis that's going to be with us for some time. And again, as we discussed, the economic problems of today become political and social problems of tomorrow.
I'm hoping that even though things look bleak right now, we will also see the potential of more multilateral cooperation and better multilateral cooperation able to answer up to the challenges that we see will be one of the long-term results of this crisis.